and welcome everybody to NFTs with Keys. I'm your boy Keys. This is my boy Rick. Say hi, Rick.
What's up, guys?
There it is. There it is. That's right. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for all our subscribers, and thank you for everyone who goes and helps my boy Nick out with his stake pool. Let's plug it. Do it now.
Ticker AGC. If you got a little ADA, think about delegating to the pool. We're all about the single stake pool operators.
There you go. There you go. I had to give that out to the homies, you know. So yeah, we fixed a little bit of the issues last time. We got some articles, so you'll be able to see kind of what we're talking about this time. I guess the biggest news right now that I forgot about is NFT LA is at the end of this month. Yeah.
Like next week?
Yeah, really soon. And it's kind of interesting because I wasn't the only one that forgot about it. I think I saw Ryan Hawthorne on Twitter go, "Wait, did everyone forget about this? What's going on?" And there's some weird things with it. Like obviously, it's not as hyped up as NFT NYC. I think they're trying to pull in a lot of that whole vibe, but more in a West Coast vibe with it. There's some of the speakers are a little strange to me. Like Mark Cuban is one of the speakers. I kind of find that a little weird considering Homeboy just got rugged last year, like hard.
And all that talk about Mark Cuban talking real bad about the crypto world.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, whatever. But some of the speakers do make sense, like Neil Strauss or Steve Aoki.
Right.
I mean, even Baron Davis. He used to play in the NBA. David Meltzer. Jennifer Esposito. So there's a ton of good people that are going to be there speaking, like Scott Page as well. But the thing is, I think that's turning a lot of people away from this is that price.
The elephant in the room here.
Yeah, it's that price tag of $449 until what I don't know. What's that ticker at the bottom? 3 days and 5 hours, and the prices increase. So I don't know.
So you know, like, is it? Do you really want to pay $450 to go see Mark Cuban talk about NFTs? I mean,
well, and it's not just NFTs. It's going to be like they're going to be talking the metaverse and some other stuff, and there's obviously
they're going to be hosting some portions in the metaverse directly.
Cool. And I think they're going to have some concerts in the metaverse, which is kind of cool. They're also gonna have like some nightlife stuff at like LA Live and all that. So that's gonna be interesting too. Kind of, I'm curious to see what kind of like music events they have. What projects are throwing these events? Yeah, like what projects are gonna be throwing these events? Kind of foreshadowing here. Some people threw events, some projects didn't. Some projects got bought out by other projects. But that's just a teaser for a little later. And I know you made a good point too. You want to see, we were talking about this. You want to see some NFT cosplay.
I mean, show me what. So when I think of the location of NFT LA, the convention center, I think of Anime Expo. You know, rightfully so, right? Rightfully so. Yeah. So I'm just hoping and praying here that someone shows up in full NFT cosplay garb. We're talking, Bored Apes. I'd like to see maybe some of these really cool ones, like what was that one project where it was like the Mechaverse? Show me the Mechaverse. Cosplay me a Mechaverse.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope. To be honest,
right?
There will be. I already know there will be. And the only reason why I say I know there will be is because I know people on Twitter who cosplay as their NFTs already. And I know some of these people, they've already said that they will be at NFT LA. So if you're one of those people I'm referring to, I just don't want to call your name out. Do it. Do it. We all want it. We all want it. We all want to see you do it. We want to see it. And that kind of leads me into something weird. I'm not going to really spend a lot of time on this right now, but I ran across an article about NFT Larping. Yeah, I'm not joking. NFT Larping. It's a thing. So Loot LARP is embedding NFTs into physical objects for real life role playing games. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into this article, but basically, like,
everyone's trying to make money off NFTs.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, you know what I mean? Like, one thing I do have to say though is when I was like 12 or 13 or maybe 11 or 12 or whatever, my mom dated a dude who went LARPing, and I've actually seen and been LARPing before. It is a lot more fun than you think. Just you don't want people to see you doing it because you look like a crazy person. Especially when I was a preteen, I'm sitting there looking at these like 20, 30, 40-year-old men running around being like, oh, ice ball, fireball, oh, and then yeah, it's a little weird, man. It's a little weird, but I do think it's kind of cool because there is a whole subsect of people who really enjoy doing this. Think about it. Those people that do LARPing, they're the ones that you see every year at the Renaissance Fair. Those are the same people doing LARPing. And the same people who do.
Stepbrother, but everyone has an NFT wear. They're all wearing an NFT.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was a little weird. Just wanted to kind of mention it just because I found it really funny. But yeah, so another thing too is that I guess was the biggest news if you just Googled like NFT stuff or just if you Googled NFT and then looked at news, all you would see is Mark Zuckerberg, NFTs are coming to Instagram, and it's like, well, FBI, okay. Like, how dumb are you? Yeah. Why would you think anything else? Like, obviously that was going to happen. He changed the name of his company or his corporation from Facebook to Meta, as in reference to the metaverse. Obviously.
Exactly.
And then Instagram is just what? Photos. Just images.
An extension of Meta.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously that's dumb. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, like, you think, and this is just spitballing here, you think people will use this as the validation source of whether or not, like, you really own it? So I'm sure they're going to have some kind of check and balance in there to prove that you do own the NFT. So if you put that as your profile picture, it's like, oh yeah, do you really own the NFT? Is it the Instagram picture?
Well, okay. and that's the thing is, are they just doing what Twitter's already doing? We don't know. Literally, it's been flooding the news of NFT news that Instagram is going to be doing this soon. And all we know about it is that he wants to do it. We have no idea what it means. Is there going to be an Instagram NFT Marketplace? I don't know. I don't know. Like, is it just going to end up being like, oh, hey, there's going to be an Instagram Premium where you can pay money to have your NFT verified? It's like just like Twitter Blue.
To existence, Instagram Premium.
No, that's what Twitter did with Twitter Blue. In order to verify your NFT on Twitter, you have to pay like $2.99 a month or something, or one time just to pay for Twitter Blue, and then you can verify it and get the hexagonal picture of your NFT. So I mean, if Twitter, so
people that have it, good on you.
Yeah, I mean, cool, I get it. So I don't know. I think that's kind of stupid, to be completely honest, at least in my mind. So I don't know. But I think the biggest story really of the week is the Yuga Labs bought Cryptopunks from Larva Labs. If you don't know what Yuga Labs is, Yuga Labs created Bored Ape Yacht Club. So they didn't buy the company. They bought the IP to not just CryptoPunks, but also the Meebits and a couple other things. And honestly, the fact that no one's really talking about this is kind of what's terrifying when you think about it, because this is, as me and you were arguing, earlier, it's like, oh, what is this really like? Is it like Microsoft buying Bethesda or Microsoft buying the PlayStation? And really what I thought about it, it's more like Microsoft buying Mario.
Ooh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
It's not like they bought Nintendo or anything, but they just bought the biggest thing, like the biggest thing.
Right. That makes total sense to me.
Wow. And so again, they're only buying the intellectual property, the IP. This is huge, and it makes sense when you actually look into it. You're talking about realistically, these are the only two blue chip NFTs out there. Anything else saying they're blue chip, they're full of shit, they're lying to you. These two are the only ones that have survived multiple years, multiple bull seasons and bear seasons. So, that's really important when you talk about blue chip. The other big difference is that with Bored Apes, the Yuga Labs people are super proactive in their community. They have exclusive events. They have for their holders. They have a bunch of other stuff. Like you can commercialize your ape if you want to. If you want to sell the licensing rights to your ape to Pepsi and you make a commission off of every commercial or just a one-time payment, you can do that. So these are big things why Yuga Labs has a lot of support for their Bored Ape Yacht Club, PFP, or just their projects in general. They're very active.
Right.
And kind of bringing back the point to with the NFT NYC, that is a real sore spot for a lot of the Larva Lab people that own Cryptopunks. They did nothing. No party, no event, no nothing. They did nothing for NFT NYC, whereas Yuga Labs and Bored Ape Yacht Club had Ape Fest, a straight up concert and festival for only holders. So all the holders got to go to this thing for free. I'm sure they sold tickets to whoever wanted to pay for it, but it was just for them. That was the whole point of it. And so you got to look at it's like, okay, so now a lot of the CryptoPunk people are upset with the way that they're just seemingly owning an NFT and there's not more utility to it. There's not more in that community. Yeah. Which kind of goes back to how I've always said, don't just join a project because you want to try to flip it and make money. If you can, cool, do it. But if you're trying to join a project because you want more out of it, you want more utility, this is what you want. You don't want a Larva Labs that just makes something and then calls it a day. You want someone who's or a company or people that are proactively trying to make this bigger and better for you and adding more people and making you feel special that you own some $300,000 JPEG. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so
that's insane when you think about it. I didn't even think about that. Like I know how big this sale is, but I never once thought about the owning the NFT portion of this. Everything that the Bored Ape Yacht Club kind of represents. Well, where are these yacht parties now? Who's hosting these things?
Well, you don't own one. You don't own one, so that's why we don't know.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's intense.
But yeah, so it got so bad to a point where I forget what I think it was like CryptoPunk 6-7 something or whatever. This guy actually sold his CryptoPunk because he couldn't commercialize it. Because so he was just like, I don't care, I'm out. Screw this thing, I don't want it. And so he got out, and I'm sure he owns a couple Bored Apes, and that's why he's way happier now. But so part of this thing, I do have to give it up to Larva Labs, and what they did here is they straight up wanted to sell it. It sounds like from everything I've read, it kind of sounds like they wanted to. They even admitted that they're more focused on creating NFTs and not all the other stuff that goes into the NFT community, and that's what really helped push the sale. They were actually quoted saying, "Our personalities and skill sets aren't well suited for community management, public relations, and day-to-day management that these kinds of projects require and deserve." So the fact that they can kind of take a step back and realize, hey, we're not the best people to be like managing this giant community or possibly giant community, we're not doing it right. So let's give it off to the other big blue chip NFT project that clearly knows what the heck they're doing. So there you go. Yep. So it's kind of cool. I mean, and again, once this sale was announced and this is happening, Yuga Lab instantly, right off the bat, we're like, anyone who owns a CryptoPunk, you can commercialize that shit. So commercialize it, make your money. So, and also there's some other issues with CryptoPunks too. Is I know Larva Labs was going after on some DCMA lawsuits or takedown requests for derivatives of the CryptoPunks. Yuga Labs put a stop to that. They're saying, do it. We want to see it. We want it. Like how Yuga Labs is crypto. They are blockchain. That is such a thing to be like, no, like this is yours. Do your thing. Like you gotta love Yuga Labs for what they did. So I mean, I think that's pretty big.
Statement.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's super big right now when you think about it, and no one's really talking about this. I mean, this is. I mean, essentially. I mean, yeah, exactly. We are. But I mean, this is kind of like really nerdy, I guess, in the weeds. Most people don't even realize that Bored Apes are made by a company. They thought it was probably just some guy who's just some billionaire living off of a yacht in off the coast of like Morovia or some shit. I don't even know.
Throw me on the internet like exposing me to the world. I get it.
But yeah, so again, going back, so yeah, so Larva Labs is still going to continue putting out NFTs. I think after everything that's been coming out, either they need some new direction or new management in their, or just a whole new set of employees to handle community engagement, because I think this is very detrimental to them. I don't know too many people who are going to be like, oh yeah, let me jump on another Larva Labs project because all they do is just make NFTs. I mean, if I wanted that, I'd go hit up Ander or Onder or Natalie Shao, or you know what I mean, like, or any of these people, like, or Chiago, or like, yeah, you know what I mean. I'd hit up any of these people if I just wanted an NFT to have an NFT. Like, at least their NFTs aren't 8-bit art or 16-bit art. You know what I mean? Like, at least it's something really nice. You know what I mean? Like, it still blows my mind sometimes to think that a Cryptopunk is worth millions of dollars. Like, it makes no sense.
One day.
Yeah, one day we'll own one when they're not worth anything, right?
0.003.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I do think it's kind of cool. I think that's big news also too, for not just the CryptoPunk holders, but also for the Bored Ape holders too. And it kind of gives hope and more limelight, I think, to the whole look at the people making it or the company making it. What do they do for the community? What do they do for you guys? You know, because like that, at the end of the day, you guys are spending your hard-earned money or your lucky earned money because you invested right at the right time, and you know, a boom happened, and you know, whatever. But that's your money. You earn that. You get to do what you want with that. And if someone's gonna kind of like essentially rug you by just being like, yeah, here's these CryptoPunks. They're worth a ton of money, but we're not gonna do anything. Like, no, that's BS. Like, let's do more. Like, again, bring it up like from last week, like the Hearts Project. Not a fan of the art, really not. But I love everything they do.
Awesome.
I love everything they're doing, or even on the Cardano front, you know, like the Native Earths or Earth Natives or whatever. They plant trees and build homes for people with their money that they're getting on royalties. They're not taking that. They're building homes and planting trees, trying to offset any of the like carbon emissions that crypto spreads out into the world, which it's not a lot, not compared to developing countries like India or China.
Or exactly.
Like, let's be honest here. Like, all the crypto miners, all of them, all blockchains, all the crypto miners in the world do not produce more than India and China individually.
If there's really one thing that I can say about mining proof of work, right? There's one thing that I can say bad about proof of work. It's not the green problem. It's the guys are making the graphics cards way too expensive. There's a silicon shortage because they're making these things and you're buying them up, and I don't like it.
And I'm going off the rails here a little bit because I know this is an NFT show. But if China takes Taiwan, we're all screwed.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, just saying, we're all screwed. If you have a computer, buy the newest. If that happens and they invade and take over, whatever computer you can buy the best at that moment, go buy it, because you're not getting anything better for a very long time. Very long time.
That is, unless Taiwan successfully moves out all of their operations to somewhere over here, the flyover state in the wonderful United States of America. Texas. I know it's happening. We believe in you guys.
Yeah, Texas and Arizona.
Good old Tejas.
Yeah.
Good old Tejas.
But yeah, so let's bring it back to some NFT news stuff. So this one is about Engine or Engine Coin. A lot of people might not know about Engine. I've kind of found out about it early on when I first started doing crypto stuff, and it was just one of the new coins that you could get from Coinbase. So that involved that like helped me go look into it a little bit more. So the Engine's basically a blockchain firm that helps facilitate NFTs. At least that's from my understanding. Or they help kind of like companies create a way to do NFTs, and they, you know, obviously they're a blockchain firm, so they have their own coin. So they just announced that they're launching Efinity, which is the first parachain on the Polkadot network dedicated to NFTs. So that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, the Infinity ecosystem is said to house, I think, over 100 blockchain games like Crypto Blades. So I think this is going to be pretty big, especially because I think we're all expecting blockchain games and crypto games or NFT games being the next big thing, especially in NFTs, at least down the line once gamers get on board. So it's going to be kind of interesting. Engine also bolstered plans to build out an Infinity Metaverse to the tune of 100 million back in November. Um, I know that there's some other stuff going on there. Like there's some major funding that came in last July. Uh, I think it raised 19 million in private token sales. I think that's right, which was led by Crypto.com, Capital, DFG Group, and Hash. And that was also followed by a $20 million public token sale through CoinList in July as well. So it seems like they're really kind of bringing out money and they're really kind of, trying to make NFT games or blockchain games a thing. I'm kind of interested to see what happens. Also, Engine CTO, I'm going to ruin his name right now, but Witek, was it Radomowski, said NFTs and their applications have come such a long way in the past year. The infrastructure to support them at a scale needs to be built. With projects like this one really moving the space forward for so many users. So again, this seemed kind of in the weeds and kind of nerdy in the sense, but this is big. Not just because it's the first parachain on Block or on Polkadot. It could have been on anything. I think the fact that people or these companies and these coins and these NFT people are really still, they see that the money to be made is in NFT games or blockchain games.
And honestly, when I look at this project here, this is kind of like what I've talked about in previous shows, how if a game is to succeed utilizing NFTs, we need to step away from like the Ethereums and all of that, these really big things. People have in their head that NFTs are worth these crazy amounts of money, and yeah, they are when you think of NFTs where they stand now. But when you're looking at NFTs and moving them into the gaming world, you need someone like this. So what they're doing is they're allowing these creators with these projects to develop and build their own blockchain for their game, which is what I figured would probably end up happening. So you'll have these game type NFTs that are specific to your game. They aren't necessarily tied to like Ethereum. So, this NFT is not going to be worth $3,000 for you to play. It makes things feasible. It makes it work. And then if your game blows up, well, then absolutely, you just invest. And that's going to be the cool part.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll be interesting to see. Like, I'm not sure, like, if this is going to be, like, I mean, I don't know what Polkadot's, coin is at right now, but I'm sure it's it's way cheaper than Ethereum or some of these other. I know Engine is like around $1.40 or something. So I mean, obviously this news didn't boost it up. I do have to say I own Engine coin, so like I do. This might be why I brought this story up. Clearly, that's why.
I'm not saying sponsor us, but
sponsor us, sponsor me,
please.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting what's going on in the space. I mean, it is what I think I find interesting the most right now is it seems like when we first started doing these NFT videos, with you guys at Argyros Crypto and stuff, because I know you're one half of the Crypto Bites pod. So what's weird is it seemed like there was so much new and information coming through. It's all crazy. Now it seems like NFTs are taking a kind of back seat. And I don't know if that's because of what's going on in the world right now with the Ukraine stuff, and so people don't really have time to buy art, which is kind of what happens during wartime, or just national crises or international crises are happening. People aren't really trying to buy art or stuff like that, but people are always trying to invest in different ways. Especially if you were Russian, you might have moved all your rubles out into ADA or something, and now you're happy because your rubles are worth nothing, and your ADAs might not be worth much, but it's worth more than your rubles. So you know what I mean, like, or moved it into anything else, So I think it's kind of interesting because like trying to search for something that's truly interesting that I think you, the viewers and all the fans and the subscribers want to like listen to or hear. It's kind of hard. That's why like I brought up the loot LARP thing because it's like what? But the fact that This just shows, but this also goes into like how we've always said, like there's more utility to NFTs than just a PFP. You know, they're like even like last week when we were talking metaverse assets. You know, like there's more to NFTs than what meet the eye, and so I just think it's a shame that the biggest news article this past week was Mark Zuckerberg announcing that they're going to do NFTs for Instagram when that's not even the biggest news. The biggest news everyone should be talking about is Bored Apes now own Meebits and Cryptopunks. What the like? That's insane. Like that is hands down the biggest. Like what? Like the two biggest NFT projects. The two biggest NFT projects are now owned by one company. It's insane.
You know, I'm curious to see how much more value these CryptoPunks are now going to have, since, as you've already stated, they can make money off of them.
They can commercialize. No, and not even just that. And not even just that. They're probably going to go up in value because people are going to want them now because now they're going to have CryptoPunk parties, CryptoPunk events, they're going to be doing more. People are going to want to be in that community. CryptoPunk merchandise,
Yep.
It's going to be insane. And so the fact that it's taken, I mean, it's really not been that long, but in the world,
taken us to drop this news.
You know what I mean?
It's taken us.
Well, I mean, it happened these last couple days or this last week, but I'm just surprised that no other people are talking about this. I feel like this is big news, and I guess hey, maybe I'm crazy. Anybody in the comments, and also too anybody who's in the chat right now, I can't really see it. I think our producer can see it. He hasn't told us anything crazy is going on in there. There's probably no one watching, to be honest. But if anyone is in there is talking in the chat, the live chat, if you could do us a favor, go back and comment into the video. It does a lot for the algorithms. It does a lot for our self-esteem, to be honest. We like to go to sleep happy, just like you like to go to sleep happy. We all love you. I think that's all I have. Yeah. Octocles, he loves you too. My dog that you can't see, he loves you. He loves everyone. But I think that's all I have for today. I don't know, Rick. Do you got anything else you want to say, or
I do, and
another shameless
plug. Here's another shameless plug. If you got ADA, take his AGC. Go ahead and look at delegating to us. Yeah, we got this stake pool. We got these rewards. We just want to give it to you.
And also too, don't you have like a contest or something? Aren't you like trying to reach a certain goal?
We're trying to reach by the end of the quarter, guys. 2,000 ADA. We're trying to get delegation. More delegators.
You said
delegate 2,000 more ADA.
You said 3,000 total. That's not a lot, guys. Anybody out there with ADA, go do it. I'm not a big shill for any blockchain. I don't really care about ADA as a blockchain individually. I do like some of the things they're doing.
I'm sorry, the producer corrected me. 25K.
25K. That makes more sense. I was like, 3K? How the heck are you not there yet? How the hell are you not there?
Your own wallet, like, maybe I should delegate myself.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what do I...
Think about delegating. Ticker AGC.
There you go. And thank you, everybody, again. Thank you, all the new subscribers. Thank you, anyone who's tuning in. And again, like I said, go back into this video, and if you can, you don't need to watch the whole video. Just drop a comment. That does a lot.
Drop a like.
Hit the like. Share it with your friends, especially if you thought this was funny. And give us some comments and tips. What do you want us to do more? Do you like this format more? Do you like the old format more? Do you want us to, just have a show highlighting stuff? Do you just want me to show pictures of? Do you want me to just show pictures of my dog while I talk in the background? What do you want? What do you want from us? We just want to please you guys, and that's it. Oh, and also, go follow me on Twitter at NFTs with Keys, as well as my friends at Argyros Crypto at Argyros Crypto. And that's it. Deuces.